Hello, an hour earlier than usual, but hi everyone. Welcome to Macho Thursdays number 12, I think. Yeah, number 12. Hope you all are having a great afternoon or evening or morning or wherever you guys are watching from. Whenever, rather. If you're watching a VOD. Yeah, so we're doing things a little bit early today. I, kind of out of the blue, have some family coming over today, and I didn't want to push this back anymore, so we're just going an hour early. Not too many matches tonight overall, I don't think. We got about 13 teams. Well, not about, we have exactly 13 teams. We're doing welterweight teams today. It was pretty popular when we did it a couple of weeks back. Myself and Bobby, reigning champions of the Macho Thursdays welterweight teams, but fuck Bob because he decided to team with himself. So it's me and Nash this week, baby, and we're gunning for that number one. So we'll kind of explain what welterweight teams is as we are getting into it tonight. I want to go ahead and try to get this done before the family comes over and so they don't just pop into the house and they see me streaming some Monster Rancher. Alright, so we're starting off with the Grinch and Quacker Volley, which is Project L's team, versus Does the Dog Die and Bagged MILF, which is Lily and Freya's team. So, if you have not seen welterweight before, it is a pretty popular format over on the Moose Bones channel. Originally it was a format that Koei Tecmo ran themselves, and then Nash kind of took it and has been the main American, US, rather, Monster Rancher streamer. So it's basically just 900, or not 900, 1999 stat cap. You can have 50 in your stats and below and not have it count towards your total cap. So it's essentially just a very fucked up format. It's very counter picky. There is a a lot of silly stuff, a lot of not being able to hit, a lot of just goofy stuff. You guys will see. I'm sure most of the people who are watching right now know what welterweight is. Now, where the teams part comes in is that there is a team of monsters. So it's 2 versus 2, and so Lily's monster won the first round, so it's going to stay in. But the Grinch lost, so his teammate is going to tag in. So we got Quacker Volley, and then Does the Dog Die again? Alright, so this time it's 2 speedsters fighting off against each other, so there's going to be a lot less hitting this round. So yeah, I hope everyone's been having a good day. I pretty much had an extended weekend. We ended up having two snow days after having MLK Day off, and today was even a 2-hour delay. So I've gotten a lot of time off of work, which I have been very happy about. But the reason we're having family come over tonight is because I have some family at a local hockey game, and I guess the weather's supposedly supposed to pick back up again, and they live a little far out, kind of out with like windy back roads, and they didn't want to potentially drive in that, so they're just going to stay here at my house tonight. Alright, so we got Quacker Volley and Bagged MILF. Actually didn't take a look at Bagged MILF stats, but looking at that health spread, that's probably a speed monster. And the 24% right off the rip, Bagged MILF and Does the Dog Die are going to be moving on 2-1. Alright, next up we have a team that made it pretty far last time. I don't know. I think I saw Spider in the chat. They'd be able to tell me. Did you guys get 3rd or 4th? So we got Battalion and Hildebrand versus Complicated B and Stop Dodging. Alright, so 2 tank builds here, so we're going to be seeing a lot of monsters hitting each other. You think you got 4th? It was either one of those two. Alright, Death Slash not enough to claim victory there. Does proc the anger into the spiral guy. That's not a ton of guts down, but he can just swing again. Oh, goes up into Death Punch range, and it does crit. So Battalion's going to go out that first round, and now he's going to tag in Hildebrand. Now, Hildebrand was a pretty big fan favorite last time, and he's up against a monster who, he's pretty much not destined, but he's pretty much built to beat. So we'll take a look at his build here in a second. So Hildebrand is what we call we call it the 50-50 build, be named after, I can't remember who made 50-50, but it was a gel made 50-50 who had the same exact stat spread, except it was intelligence instead of power, and they would just try to open up with Gelcopter and win that way. Hildebrand has the same concept. He's just going to open up with Cyclone. Oh, he decides to go to Brow Hit. If he can swing another one, he might be able to do it. Unfortunately, oh, he does get the Grit, though. Golem's got pretty powerful text. Does he swing something? He does not, unfortunately. 98% on the Death Punch there. Complicated B. Quick 2-0 in favor of Team Fake Life. Decided to just walk forward instead of pulling the trigger on that Cyclone. Alright, next up is I Grip Myself. So this is, oh, what's that boy's name? Potato's team versus Remy and Dicey. So this is Andor, which I believe is Andor's first foray into welterweight. And then this is I Grip Myself in Conquest, which is Potato's team. Made second last time. Alright, so it looks like Remy's got a little bit of health on his dude. We see the Vigor from I Grip Myself into the second arrow, and that's going to be it. So I Grip Myself taking that first game. Mr. Moosey B money in the chat. Alright, so I Grip Myself, staying in. And now Dicey's going to have to get both the KOs for Team Andor and JP. Dicey's been, we've seen Dicey's build. Dicey's really old, I think. I think like the first time Nash did welterweight in his league, I think Dicey made like top 6 overall or whatever. So obviously all Dicey has to do is just hit once. My day was good. I had the 2-hour delay, like I said, so work was pretty easy. Oh, big 327 crit there on the arrow. Not enough to knock Dicey out because of that grit, though. Like I said, Dicey just needs 1 tech to be able to land here. I Grip Myself just needs 1 more tech. Dicey sitting in about the 30 range on this slap. Dodges that. Alright, finally lands a slap. Now, does she grit? Does not, despite her name. Alright, so Dicey keeping his team in it. So now we're going to get to see Conquest. Have you guys been, so I know GDQ is going on this week. Have you guys been watching GDQ at all? There's a couple really fun runs yesterday. There was a Pokemon Crystal run where the whole point of it was it was a co-op speed run where the 2 players were working together to find every like important item in the game. So like every badge, every HM, every key item. And everything was completely randomized. Starters were randomized, I believe trainers were randomized. And then obviously the items were randomized. So even things like the badges. So like you could beat a gym leader and they could give you like the watering can instead of a badge, right? So you could just pick the badge up. Okay, sometimes you just hit 230% in a row. Conquest, and I grip myself for moving on. And they went, I think, a little decently over time. But the run was really fun. And then there was a Mario 64 16-star run where the person did the speed run on like an actual drum set, which was crazy. I don't even, so like he routes all the routes himself. I don't even know where you would even begin with something like that. Alright, so coming up now, we got I Skid You Not, which is my monster, versus the team of Papa Pongo and Scenery to Slam, which is Krauto's monster. And then, so my monster's I don't know why I said partnered like that, partnered with Logarithm, which is Nash's monster. But yeah, the drum speedrun was nuts. It was incredibly, and that's not like the only game he does it in. Oh, can we get a grit? Oh, no grit. Alright, so Pongo taking that first match. Apparently he started out with it with Ocarina of Time, and then he's done Breath of the Wild, Mario 64, and then there's a couple other ones that he mentioned that I can't remember off the top of my head. Alright, so Lago's got to get the crack back here. We've seen Lago do really good in tournaments before. He won the preset. Okay, he just misses a 99% off the bat. You guys know what emote to drop. Okay, takes a couple of tail whips here. Now he's just chilling. Alright, goes for a punch, does a decent amount of health. He can just keep rolling these down if he wants to. Alright, decides to back up, wants to stay out of that trample rage. Alright, and he just kind of punches his way to victory there. So Lago keeping Nash and I in the winner's side. Breath of the Wild with your feet seems particularly wild. I don't know if I want to be watching somebody be speedrunning with their feet. You know, might be for some of you guys, but not me. Oh my fucking god, what? Hotter for Ferrari. Alright, so let's see. Papa Pongo's partner is Senorita Slam. Alright, so Lago's going to be fighting a speed build this time. Alright, so she does have some health, too. Alright, building up a lot of guts here. Ooh, into the giant whip. That's going to be actually not that much damage. About, 1/4 of Lago's health. Into the kamikaze. Not that much damage. A decent amount of withering. We do see the anger. So he's keeping the guts. Well, he was keeping his guts back into the game. Does proc the ease, though. It's pretty scary. If we land a hit here, obviously one-hit KO. But it's not looking good for your boys. Oh, does proc the anger again. Oh, another tail slam, swing. Punch misses here. Oh, punch finally hits. Oh, does bring it down into the yellow. Not enough to go into the lead, though. Into the giant whip. We need like a grit into like an immediate punch. He does get the grit. All right, Lago. You got to do something, brother. Acrobatics? Oh, I thought he was going to use it. Oh, no, he doesn't have the guts for that. All right, well, he tried his best. So 2-1 in favor of Krauto's team. Good games. All right, now we got Zephyr's team, which is Phantom and Dash and Fart. versus Tom, Dick, Harry, and my finger point, which this is Carlos' team. Alright, just 21% trample off the hop. No sir. Tom, Dick, Harry dodges it, goes for the face attack. A little bit of damage there. Can give Phantom some time to kind of build up guts. Tail swing not withering there. Gets a little bit of wither there. Does proc the anger into the claw combo. That whiffs at 29%. Tom, Dick, and Harry still in the guts lead here. Could just roll face attack down. Decides to give it a rest into the tail attack. So Phantom stealing the game there when things were looking really good for Tom, Dick, Harry. We could have saw the first ever acrobatics hit. Has it never hit? Is that a bit? I think I've heard Nash say that on stream, but is it like actually never hit? Oh wait, sorry y'all, that's the wrong monster. Phantom won that one. Oh, let's try that again. No, let's try that again. Alright. So it's going to be Phantom and my finger point, which I think off the top of my head is a hair. Yeah, is it Tornado? It is a Tornado. I love this hair. He is so gross. Oh, rolling below 153 into the 1-2 punch. Gonna do a little bit of damage. 33. Emphasis on little bit of damage there. And he does hit the 40%, but my finger point all the way back to full health technically. That life bar went all the way up. Does do a foolery though into the rolling blow crit. Excuse me. Phantom on the flashing little tiny life right now. Claw combo on the 25 does whiff there. Phantom's got a pretty big guts deficit here. Oh, into the straight. We need a grit. No grit. So finger, kid named Finger, keeping it in. And next we're going to have Dash and Fart. So I believe we're going to have a Hair Ditto. Alright, Dash and Fart off the rip. 25 gas, 1/4 chance to hit. It does whiff there into a second one. Oh, boy gets farted on to death. Is he going to grit? He could not handle the stench. Dash and Fart. Quick game 3 here. Phantoms and Dash and Fart staying alive in the winner's bracket. 2-1 in their favor. So good look on Zephyr. Alright, so next up we've got We the People. And Zolra, which is Bob's Monsters, versus Does the Dog Die and a Bagged Milk. So Bob has been talking up this color Pandora as something fierce. So we'll see how it performs. Alright, Ice Bomb off the rip, 149, no crit into the triple shots, 27% that does hit, and no grit on Does the Dog Die. So We the People, quick game 1. Alright, so now we have We the People staying in. And now we got Bagged MILF tagging in for Team Freya and Lily. I forgot bagged milk was the tank. I was gonna be just like, man, that thing hit 2 moves right off the rip. All right, 97%. Big crit here, not enough to KO. Bagged milk does proc the power. Power rolling blow, save goodbye to your fucking life. We the people, not gonna be able to stand up against that. 999 damage, easy. All right, and now we got Zulrah to round out this set here. Probably most damage we'll see all night. I mean, it's literally the cap of what we could see, but probably the only monster that's going to achieve that the whole night. Alright, drill attack, doing about half of Bagged Milk's health, does not put it into power range. Ooh, hard straight on the 99, 486 on the crit, wow. 1-2 punch might be able to just seal this up. 159, we do see a grit though. Bagged MILF is in a range where it can attack again. Ooh, decides to just chill into the drill attack. Oh, we do see a crit, but we see another grit. Alright, both monsters, basically, it's whoever swings next is going to win, and it's Zulrah who decides to swing. So by the skin of his teeth, Bobby Boy's moving on to, I think, top 8 already. Alright, 2-1 in his favor. Alright, next up, we got Complicated Beat. Yeah, really close set there. And Stop Dodging versus I Grip Myself and Conquest. Probably gonna be a little bit low energy night for me. I don't know why. Despite all of the breaks and stuff, that little bit of work that I did have today with the 2-hour delay tired me out pretty good. My kindergartners were off the fucking chain today. Just like Complicated B's off the chain. We hadn't even seen Stop Dodging yet. Complicated B's just handling business. The B in Complicated B stands for business. What were they doing today? Just anything that they weren't supposed to. Second grade was chill. First grade was chill. The kindergartners were not. But at the same time, you kind of gotta understand. You kind of got to understand, this is also like 5- and 6-year-olds who had their first ever row of snow days into like their first ever 2-hour delay. So I get it, right? Yeah, Complicated B just punching his way into top 8 there. Alright, so we're getting to see our last group of monsters that we have not seen yet, I believe. No, we have one more group that we haven't seen yet. So we have Mazda and Wasabi Bobby, which are Goat's team. And we're going to get to see Papa Pongo and Senorita Slam again. I was a pretty relaxed kid, I think. I pretty much just kept to myself and drew, and I had a couple of friends. I'm sure you guys probably have heard a lot about how like teaching in the just like today's age is, where the kids are just a lot different. There's a lot more iPad babies, and if you guys ever work with kids, you can really like quickly tell what kids are iPad babies and what kids aren't iPad babies. Or fuck no, iPad babies aren't better. Those kids are. So the way that you kind of got to think about stuff like that is like from a kid who's basically had a tablet right fresh out the vagina, is I can't compete with that level of overstimulation they've had basically, you know, since they could like see, right? Because you got to think they're watching things like Cocomelon, they're watching those like really weirdly AI generated like kids YouTube videos and stuff like that. That's literally just like constant noise and flashing lights and flashing colors and all that type of stuff, right? So, and to even like bring it up to a kind of like older kid perspective, so things with like 3rd, 4th, 5th graders, you know, these kids who are on TikTok as soon as they get home, and like I don't want to sound like I'm what's the word? I'm being hypocritical, because like I get on TikTok every now and... Oh, that is the wrong mon. Sorry. I was talking, I was not paying attention. I'm supposed to be senior at a slam. There's like a big problem with kids nowadays where like teachers have a hard time competing with that amount of like stimulation that like a tablet gives like a child. Like I can't effectively teach and also have that constant stimulation. You know, I'm not like a 15-second video that they just, you know, they watch a video for 15 seconds, they flip to another video, they watch a video for 15 seconds, they flip to another video, they watch a video for 15 seconds, they flip through another video. Like, it has a really detrimental effect on a lot of the kids' is like development. You know, there's not a lot as much like creating in home anymore, which like sucks, because this sounds like I'm being like anti-technology, which I'm not. There's tons of like apps and stuff that are available to kids where they can be like really creative and are actually like using their brain. Yeah, that's a big part of it, Zephyr. It's just their attention spans are so low, and there's a big problem now with like parents where a lot of them either don't make the time or don't have the time to be able to teach their kids like basic like etiquette, right? Like there's kids who just don't know that they have to stay in their seat. There's just kids who don't know that they have to raise their hand. They don't, like there's just kids who don't know like what sharing is, you know, all of this stuff. And it's kind of puts the pressure on us where we have to be both parent and teacher, and we have to teach these life skills and social skills along with like what I'm supposed to teach. Like I just want to teach art. Like I just want to teach art when I go to work. It's not my job to teach little Timmy and little Sally that sharing is caring or whatever, right? So we have I think another new monster here. So we got Nikki, which is Butters' monster, and Ixeep, which is Loki's monster, versus Phantom and Dash and Fart. And like we have a lot of policies in place at the school, at least the schools that I have worked at, where you're supposed to really only reinforce behavior, like reinforce positive behaviors. You're not supposed to give excuse me. They basically set us up in a situation where we're not really able to give consequences to behaviors. We can only reinforce positive behaviors. We can't give consequences to bad behaviors. And what that does is that's really good for rewarding kids who do know like what's going on, who like behave and have it together. But like the fucking kid who's ADHDing over in the corner fucking singing Skibbity Toilet to themselves, like the whole class, like they don't give a shit about that type of stuff. Like, it's, to bring this kind of back to art class, I, like, when we joked about this before, like, I literally, last year, like, when Among Us was still, like, a big thing with the kids, I had to, like, start banning things like Among Us and stuff, like, kids doing it on their art projects. Like, every art project had to be some sort of imposter or whatever. And it's just... Now it's Skibbity Toilet. Now it's like I had to come over to some kid when we're trying to do like a project on like Impressionism or whatever, and it's just like, oh, you drew Freddy Fazbear's head in a toilet again. That's great, man. Can you not do that? Like, could you do the project that I asked you to do? Was a craft director at a Boy Scout camp for a few summers. We were supposed to train them to use knives, but I can't discipline them or warn them. All I was legally able to do was to sit by with a med kit and wait. Well, I can warn them, but I can't seem threatening, etc. Challenge accepted. Yeah, pretty much the most dangerous things that we use in my classroom are Sharpies. And they actually do really good with them. For the most part. Well, I guess that's not true. I guess last year we used forks for a project. Yeah, so like with oh, right before we get into this, so here's our friends who made it to the top 8. So we got We the People and Zolara versus Complicated B and Stop Dodging. Stop Dodging we have not seen yet tonight. Complicated B has just been standing on business. That's what we said the B stands for in his name. And then we got Mazda and Wasabi Bobby, which I don't think we've seen Bobby either. And then we've got Phantom and Dash and Fart. So that's our winner's side top 8. So we're going to go ahead and do our loser's side down here. What were we even talking about? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm bringing the Jesus. Oh well, it's a 99% and it's a one-hit KO. I feel like I'm bringing the mood down, and teaching's not all bad. There's days where I have like great time on my job, especially with the older kids. They can be kind of more dickheads, but you know, I can get pretty good work out of them. But with the little kids, it's just difficult sometimes. Oh, excuse me. And spaghetti tonight, and it's trying to come back up. Alright, so Remy won that quick game there. So now we're going to see if Hildebrand is able to sling off a Cyclone or a Diving Press. Okay, well, he hits the Diving Press. Oh my god, into the grit though. Hildebrand's worst enemy. Oh no, into the trample. Hildebrand himself is going to have to grit. And he does not. Not a great week for Team Battalion and Hildebrand. Sorry, Pyro and Spider Crab. Them's the ropes sometimes. You'll be the one to bring out Stop Dodging. Alright, so moving on in our losers bracket here. We've got Nikki again. I sent Nash art of what my kids do. And obviously I don't really try to post it too much in public. I just try to keep it in DMs and stuff like that if I'm sending it to like friends. But the kids have made some really cool stuff. We did this really fun project right before winter break, where it was a chalk project. First time I've done chalk projects with these kids, so I wasn't really sure how it was supposed to go. This is my 4th and my 5th graders. And we did snow-covered mountains with like white chalk. And then we used colored chalk to create like northern lights. And some of the kids came up with some pretty cool stuff. Let's see. I might have... it somewhere. Yes. Let's see. I don't know if that will work for you guys, but... So this is one of my 4th graders did this. Yeah, I actually entered that into a contest, so hopefully they will do pretty well. I think they got a pretty good shot of at least of it being accepted. All right, so Grinch takes that first game there. So we got Ixeep coming up into the ring. Try to keep their team double Metalner sub team. So yeah, that was a fun project. We did a project earlier in the year where it was a crayon resist. So we did hippos and like the bottom of the riverbed in crayon, and then we did the hippo was like in the river, and we did watercolor over the hippo, and the wax and the materials that the crown is made out of allows the watercolor to kind of roll off of it. So you kind of create this cool like half watercolor painting, half drawing. And that was fun. So like just around the school for a while, we had just walls and walls of hippos. That was really cool. Alright, the Grinch doing what he is doing here. Oh, turn assault. Just to add some insult to injury in the last couple of seconds there. 2-0 for the Grinch. The Grinch's team. Unfortunately, Ixeep and Nikki are out for the night, but they put up a good fight. I know. It was just like both 25% chances, right? Alright, now we got Papa Pongo. And Remy fighting. Oh, is this No, I think Remy is what? Remy's the Kato sub. I was about to be like, is this like an exact ditto? But close, but no cigar. Alright, so Papa Pongo, a lot more life. Remy, a lot more accuracy. So 83% trample compared to 99% trample. Unfortunately, that 83% I think is just going to be enough here, so Papa Pongo is going to take that first game. So Dicey is going to have to be the one to keep his team in line. Surprised there are that many mons named Dicey, but I guess there is literally a monster in the game that is just a bunch of dice. my favorite part of, oh my gosh, just 24% slamming down right off the rip. No grit from Dicey. Papa Pongo 2-0 and like literally like the first frame. All right, next up is I Grit Myself. And Conquest versus my boy and Nash's boy. Alright, so I think actually these two are 1-1. Grit Myself beat Skid in winners last time, but Skid got the run back in grands, I think. Ice Coffin on the 4%. Icer at the 18. A lot better chance to hit there. Flattening X. So the cool thing about Skid's build, as I've talked about this a little bit, one of the cool things about him is he just gets to attack a lot, even on whiff, just because of how short the whiffing animations are. Now if he hits, it's kind of a different story, right? But in like this case, he only needs to hit once, so you know, right on cue. Now, does she grit? She does not grit. So Skid takes match number 1, and Conquest is going to tag in. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to me vent about my job a little bit. There's a lot of big ups and downs about being a teacher. Like, it's really true when they say it's an incredibly fulfilling job and an incredibly frustrating job. And, you know, I'm sure most jobs are like that for a lot of people, but, you know, I've been really feeling that lately. Just trying to make it through this year, and it's honestly kind of crazy what, like, a summer away can do to a kid. Like, sometimes some of the worst kids I've had will come back over a summer, and it's like they're a completely different kid. So, you know, let's hope some of the kids grow up a little bit over summer. Have I taught for a long time? So this is technically my 3rd year of teaching. Oh, big stab throw. We're going to need a grit here. 999. We do get the grit, and we did see 999 again, so I lied. So this is my 3rd year of teaching. I taught 1 year in West Virginia. This is my 2nd year teaching in Virginia. So I'm very new to everything still too. And in between that 1st year of teaching, that was back in like 2018, and I didn't teach again until 2022. Yeah, I didn't teach again until 2022. So there was a big part of my life where I wasn't teaching, right? I was still working in like childcare and that sort of stuff, but I had to kind of get my foot back into the door once we moved back down to Virginia. Macho hacks. You know how we do it on the stream. We call that streamer luck, baby. Even when I'm in the chat, that's still streamer luck. And, you know, as I kind of get older, and if I decide to stay in the profession and stuff, I'm sure I'll get better at handling things. I can already tell a big difference from last year compared to this year. You know, it's just kind of like with everything. I think teaching in particular, like I went to college for it, right? I specifically went to college to be an art ed major. It wasn't like I wanted to be an artist and I kind of settled for teaching. It was like, no, I never wanted to be like a professional artist or like an artist is like my main job. It's like I want to be someone who teaches art. My art side of my college education, great professors. A lot of them were really supportive. A lot of them were really helpful. The education side of my college, that shit did not. If if any of y'all are young for some reason, like in the audience, just know going into like being a teacher, you are not going to be prepared, and that is okay. Nothing can actually prepare you for like what a full-time teaching job is like. The dog does in fact die. All right, I've talked about teaching well on enough. Thank you guys for listening to that. Back to some actual monster rancher, what everyone wants to talk about. See, is this a plan for top 8? No. That's for 4th. That's for 3rd. That's for 5th. That's for 7th. No, okay. So what we're going into now is we're going into our top 8 qualifiers. Every day this week and the tournaments to watch. Yes, I know. I'm excited. I finally get to do spin the wheel. I have had to push that back so much. And I'm finally excited. People's entries are starting to like really roll in too. I think there's only a few peeps who don't have their stuff in. Like I know Daff is working on theirs, and I think Nash is going to work on his on stream tonight. And JP said he would get his in. We'll see. We know how that song and dance goes. Alright, so bagged mouth, keeping it in for Lily and Freya's team. So it's going to be down to bagged MILF versus my finger point. Unholy. Dude, Unholy's build is so funny. Do you guys remember how I was talking about Zanaga's Dana? He entered into the Insiders Outsiders tournament. So it was a Dana that just had Fire Breath and Big Bang, and that was its only moves. Like, it didn't have any of the other parts of the chains. It didn't have basics, nothing. It was tournaments that fully allowed tech deletion. It's very similar to that, like that style of like, I want you to die like ASAP right now. So Unholy's got a really funny build. Some people just rolled really good stuff. Painting sent me theirs yesterday, and Painting rolled a mixed speedster horn, so a Suezo Tiger, and you know, I have a pretty solid idea in my mind what a mixed Suezo should be, right? They did completely like left field build, and I'm interested to see how it's gonna go. Alright, so my finger point, not able to get hit that last match. They are staying in it. Yeah, so it's so with spin the wheel, it is completely like you could delete any text. There is full tech deletion. A lot of the times in my hard mode tournaments, I would do basics and one extra tech, but with this one where I felt like you could roll such a strange build, I felt like full tech deletion would be kind of beneficial to, you know, some players. So I went ahead and went with that. So, like, you know, that way you can get, like, really optimized stuff. If you rolled, like, a really, like, shitty build, you can maybe kind of, like, patch it up a little bit with, you know, getting really, really specific tech loadouts, which I think is kind of cool to build that way, personally. Dude, Papa Pongo has just been on a tear. So like me, for example, I've shared my build, so I'm comfortable with saying what it is. And so my build I rolled was a mixed speedster golem. So like, you know, I had to have speed as my primary defensive stat, and I had to have 1 power, 1 intelligence tech, and you know, I had to have a mixed attacker stat, right? And like, for the longest time I was just like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So what I ended up doing is I ended up doing just a move set of slot 1, 2, and 3 empty, and just having Brow Smash and Earthquake. And it sounds silly. My thought process with that is he has the first 3 slots to just build a Guts lead, and you know, hopefully he can get the Guts lead and just swing something. You know, obviously, and he's got power too, so hopefully with the defense boost from having slow guts rate and having a guts lead and stuff, he can take something, hopefully get power, and then just kind of slam somebody with Brow Smash or Earthquake. And surprisingly, I've tested the build a little bit, hadn't done too bad. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to do well in the tournament. We'll see. But in testing, it at least works. So, I think people will at least find the build fun. All right, so now we got another speedster battle here. It's a purebred golem. Golem. Oh, we see the kamikaze hit, but we do see a Griffin Quacker Volley. Quacker Volley's got a pretty low chance to hit himself, though. Kamikaze definitely is what Senorita wants to swing here. He goes for the face attack, does whiff. Alright, 11% on the maximal punch. He probably wants to back up and go for Rolling Bomb, to be honest. Oh, hits the 12% Giant Whip. Senorita Slam said, you missed, you know, 3, 4, 12% in a row. Let me show you how it's done. Senorita Slam, keeping her team in it. So 2-1 in Crow's favor. Alright. And now we have I Skid You Not. And Tom, Dick, and Harry fighting it out. Oh shit, we're actually in top 8. I'm really bad at reading the brackets, by the way. So the Grinch and Quacker Volley got out at 7. So after this one, we'll go back up to winners. Alright, so Tom, Dick, Harry actually have enough life here to where it's probably going to matter. And he's got a huge guts lead right now, too. Alright, guts lead's kind of evened out a little bit. Tom, Dick, Harry still has a decent amount. Giant Whip on the 6%. That is going to whiff. Ooh, charge whiffs on the 22. Tom, Dick, Harry can swing a couple of more of these basics. Can go for Spiral Rush at the 9%. That does whiff. Alright, charge. No, decides to push back. Oh, monsters are just chilling. We have a straight up life tie, so let's see how this evens out here. Oh, Tom, Dick, and Harry actually consumed more guts, which I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised by that. Skid swung a lot. But the game has decided. Tom, Dick, Harry winning that first round. So we got Lago coming up. really close there, but hopefully Lagos will actually be able to hit here. Gonna be a lot tankier than Skid is. Who goes for the Claw Assault right off the 22% into the Giant Whip. 189, doing about 1/3 of Lagos' health there. Does proc the Anger. Ooh, punch on the 31 does hit. That's enough to kill in one hit. 205. So Loggy Boy keeping us in. Alright, so we got Lago versus my finger point now. Alright, so Lago's got to get through another speed monster here. Ooh, Hidden Sting off the rip. Not a bad opener on the 37%. Does take a straight crit, but still not a whole lot of damage. Does proc the Anger. Alright, Gutsly here for Lago. Ooh, into the back blow. Doing a little bit of a tickle there. Minus 11 Guts is pretty big, though. Remember, Lago just needs one hit to be able to end it here, unless my finger point grits. Alright, straight, no anger there. Ooh, another straight. Lago's tanking these like a champ. Ooh, misses there on the 31 punch. 20% miss there on the Claw Assault. Can swing a couple of more times. Ooh, goes for the gas. Not a lot of withering there on gas. Pretty low roll. Ooh, goes for the Claw Assault again. Punch at the last second. Oh, gonna back up into the nothing slot. And finger point is gonna win that. Unable to be hit again. 2-1 for Tom, Dick, Harry, and finger point. Yeah, little unlucky there on our side, but it is what it is. Alright, moving back up to our winner's side, we got We the People versus and Zolera versus Complicated B. And Stop Dodging. Alright, so Complicated B has not been able to be stopped so far today. Couple of triple shots here. That one does crit, but Complicated's got a pretty big Guts lead and Anger. Oh, Death Slash on the 93%. That fucking whiffs? Are you serious? Okay, into the Death Punch, though. Alright, into the Death Slash at the 88% this time. Not enough to kill. Does proc the real. Does proc the Anger. So that Anger is going to run a little bit of his real time down. Oh, did real run out? I can't tell if it did, to be honest, but the crit is going to seal it anyways. We the People taking that game number 1. Why couldn't we have that luck, man? Streamer luck my butt. Alright, so now we're gonna get to see Stop Dodging. Oh shit, that scared the hell out of me. So we're gonna get to see Stop Dodging for the first time today. Which is a very, very funny build. So it's just straight 500 life, 500 power, the rest dumped all the way into skill. So we see the rapid flick here. Not going to be doing a ton of damage. We do see a crit though. Oh, and an Anger. So We the People are. Oh, and the crit Spiral Rush. Alright, so We the People and Zolera making it into Winners Finals. And next up we have Mazda and Wasabi Bobby, Wasabert Bobbert versus Phantom and Dash and Fart. Stop Dodging still hasn't been matched up against the Speedster as long as it's lived. You know, I think that makes the bit funnier. Alright, tail combo there, doing a decent amount of damage. 104 there. Phantom just kind of hanging out. 100 damage even there on the claw combo. The Phantom is just chilling. Trample on the 23. I swore just by the power of funny that he was going to hit that. Alright, tail combo there to end the things off. Mazda putting in a lot of work today. Alright, wins that game untouched. Alright, so next up against Mazda, we have Dash and Fart. Alrighty, so Mazda versus Dash and Fart. Pretty similar builds here. A little bit more life and skill on Mazda. A little bit more power on Dash and Fart. Don't think it'll matter too much in this matchup. We see the Stinking Gas off the rip does hit. I think first time Mazda's been hit today, actually. And it's a little cheap Withering Tech. The Tail Lash is going to be doing way more damage. Does proc the Anger there on Dash and Fart, which might be kind of scary. Oh, into the Foolery. Look at that, 52% there. Does whiff the 1% smash. Into the hard straight there on the 28. Million Claws. Does whiff there into the Tail Assault on the, basically 30% there. Mazda making his way into Grand Finals with Wasabi Bobby in tow, but you wouldn't know it because we haven't had to see Wasabi Bobby tonight. Alright, now back down to losers. We're going to see Complicated B versus Papa Pongo. Alright, so two monsters have been putting in a ton of work tonight. I think Papa especially. Did you guys go out round 1? No, they got sent to the losers round 2. Alright, nearly identical here. Alright, Tail Whip going to be doing a little bit of damage. Going to allow Complicated B to build up all of those guts. About a 70 guts lead here after all of those Tail Whips. Death Punch doing a little bit of damage. A lot of Withering. Does proc the Anger. But we're going to see a Scythe or a Smash. We're going to see a Punch instead. 222 into a third one. 300 on the crit. Quick game there for Complicated B. You could realize you could go 2-2 and still come in third. Now, it is a little different because when I have been doing it in the DXBL, it's these huge fucking, 50 monster brackets where, this is just a little paltry 13 team bracket. But that is still pretty funny. What happened the other day? I went 3-2 and got 5th or 7th or some shit like that. I can't remember. That's the power of seeding, baby. Okay, so Complicated B just kind of tanked Papa Pongo for a little bit and kind of unleashed on him there at the end. got scenery to slam. Alright, Kamikaze. A little bit of damage, a little bit of withering. No anger, uncomplicated B into the death punch. I love this Nanimon emote. I've actually started a new playthrough of Hacker's Memory, the Cyber Sleuth sequel, and the first time I was playing Hacker's Memory, I was playing it, and then we moved. And have you guys ever been playing a game or something, and just kind of a big life event happens, and you really like the game, but you just don't go back to it? That was kind of my situation with Hacker's Memory, and so I picked it back up, and I've been enjoying it a whole lot. I will say though, replaying it from the start, you do not do any Digimon shit for the first 3 chapters. Alright, complicated B. Unable to seal that game out, and now, Fake Life. I don't remember if you're here, or sorry, I remember you being here. I don't know if you're still here, but it's his time. We have Stop Dodging versus a Speedster build. That was only 5 minutes ago. You know, what is time? Alright. Everyone put Stop Dodging in the chat if you believe in Stop Dodging. Well, I don't think more needs to be said. Fake Life's friends are out at 5th place today, which is still pretty good overall. Alright, so next up we got Phantom. And Dash and Fart. Versus Tom, Dick, Harry, and My Finger Point. Gosh, Collar Pandora is good in this format, isn't it? What, are there 3 of them in top 8? There's We the People, there's Senorita Slam, and then Tom, Dick, Harry. Yeah.
Both of these
the Phantom don't give a shit, though.
Battles involving their children.
Yeah, 3 in not quite top 4 yet. There's 3 in top 5. Phantom wanted nothing to do with Collar Pandora, though. So he's gonna have to fight My Finger Point. He just does that sometimes. It is what it is, right? Alright, but can he do it again? I really wanted him to hit there just for the bit. Oh, back blow, gonna be doing a decent amount of damage there on the crit. 161 into claw combo. He can do it, ladies and gentlemen. He just needed a move in between. Oh, but we see the grit all the way back up to full health. My Finger Point still in it, ladies and gentlemen, into the rolling blow. Decent amount of damage there, decent amount of guts down into the gas. Unironically, withering him down. We would just prefer a damage dealing move, but that withering on this, what, 17 guts rate dragon is still pretty detrimental. The straight, not enough to close it out into the bite crit. Oh my god, Phantom is living, ladies and gentlemen. Zephyr's team continues on 2-0 in their favor. That's pretty funny. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out who is going to our losers finals, and then we'll do winners, losers, and then grands. So, you know them, you love them. We got Pongo and Phantom.
Obonga says, eat this onions.
Come on, we can do this. There he is. He was hiding in there. Alright, so we got two dragons facing off against each other. The start of this game. Fairly similar movesets here. Both got trample. 427 damage in favor of Papa Pongo.
Oh god, it's gonna explode!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Get me out of here!
You were close. Alright, so we got Papa P stepping back into the ring up against Dash and Fart.
Both of these fighters have dealt with custody battles involving their children.
Oh, I remember. I gotta add that AI Will Smith sound bit to the chain of points thing. All right, sticking at Jesus said that a lot of withering. 38 right off the hop is going to lock Papa Pongo out of trample and slamming down, kind of off the bat there. Not that he wants to really use those moves in this matchup, anyways. But we do see the bite, a decent amount of damage, a decent amount of withering. I think it still had anger active into the bang, 99%.
Hello.
Most likely gonna hit. Half health down there with the crit, 19 guts down. Papa's still in the lead though. Yo, Uncle Phil, come try it. Ah! It's hot. Ooh, hard straight, doing 136. Papa's still in the lead in terms of life. Ooh, hard straight, probably going to put him in the life lead there. It is, because it's going to KO him. Alright, needed that crit there, I'm pretty sure, but Dash and Fart going to knock the dragon out. He is going to have to face the Collar Pandora. Was that exact? Okay, so speaking of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I will preface this by saying a little bit of the humor in it is definitely a little bit outdated. But there is like a YouTube poop series of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air videos. And God, there's some funny shit in that. What's it called? Oh, the Fresh Prince of Blair is what they're called. Alright, and just like that, Senorita Slam and Papa Pongo moving into top 3. 2-1 in their favor. Had to step out, but thanks for the hosting. Yeah, no problem, man. Ooh, thank you for hanging out, Mr. Potato. Alright, so close set there, but Papa and Senorita move on to losers finals. So now we have our winners finals. And now things get a little bit different. So instead of doing just best of ones in between the monsters, so now we're going to do little individual best of threes and then we'll tag out. So for example, we have We the People. If I could spell it right. We've got We the People and Mazda. So this is going to be more like kind of a normal set where Mazda or We the People are going to have to win 2 games. So they're going to have to win a best of 3. So they have to win 2 games. And whoever loses this will tag out, and then we'll do another best of 3. Sorry, my mom just tried to FaceTime me. Give me 1 second, y'all. Oh, where's my charge cord? My phone is on 2%. Oh, Mazda finally goes down a game. Alright, so game 1 goes to We the People. Where's my charge cord? Is this it? Yes. Alright, triple shots off the rip. 1/4 of a chance to hit does KO Mazda. Mazda's got a lot of health to make up here. I don't know if it's going to have the ability to be able to KO. 599 is pretty solid life for welterweight. It's definitely not going to be able to do it with claws. It's going to need, yeah, million claws, tail lashes. Even million claws is only doing 74, especially with this climbing guts lead that We the People has. He's trying his best. We do see the anger. Giant whip on the 23 is going to be dodged there. Claw combo. He is whittling his way down, but I just don't think he has enough time. Oh, he's not even going to have enough time because Giant whip's there. What the fuck did I just say? Giant whip hits there on the 20%. We the People taking out Mazda. First time Mazda's been taken out tonight. So, we're going to sub in Wasabi Bobby now. Our first time seeing Wasabi Bobbert tonight. Wasabi! Alright, let's see if Wasabi Bobby can get the crack back here. So it's another speed monster up against Color Pandora. So triple shots on the 19%. That is going to whiff. Bobby's definitely going to do a lot more damage than Zolara. Or not Zolara. Mazda could do. Kamikaze on the 44% there is pretty scary. Alright, We the People taking that first game. Bob versus Bob. Bobbert versus Wasabert Bobbert. Alright, couple bites here off the rib. Probably not what Wasabi Bobby wants to go for. Kind of what Wasabi Bobby... Jesus Christ, this is a hard name to say when you're talking fast. What Bobby wants to do here is he wants We the People to swing first so he can get a guts lead so it can make his... This boy's got daggone luck. Just hit. He's like hit a multiple 20% like every game. All right, We the People moving on 2-0. All right, so that means our losers finals are going to be Mazda. 10% luck, 20% skill. And I love that sound clip. It's gonna be Mazda and Wasaba Bob. Jesus Christ, y'all! I cannot say that fucking name. Wasabi Bobby and versus Papa Pongo and Senorita Slam. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Alright, 13% trample misses. But the 28% tail attack does not. We do see a grit though. And now we come to Moss's worst enemy. Doing damage. He's got a pretty big guts lead here though. So as long as he's not using like basics, he might be able to get back into this. Alright, claw combo, 99%. 129. Oh, tail attack does whiff there on the 30%. Claw combo again. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. Oh, claw's not the move he wants to use. Oh, no. Wait. Hold. Hold. Does he do it? No fucking way. Wow. Needed that crit there at the end, for sure. Alright, slamming down does whiff there on the 28. That was nuts. Alright, so that's only game one though. Moss has got to do it again. He is kind of playing this good. He's building up these guts so he can make his moves, you know, worth a little bit more of damage. Does proc Papa Pongo's anger, does miss the angry trample. Alright, tail lash, gonna do a decent amount of damage, 128. This is an angry ass dragon. I'd be pissed too if I lost that first match. Now, Masa really hit the gas there at the last second. Claw. Claw. Trample on the 14%. That's going to whiff. Papa Pongo still does have tail attack, you know, as an option. Claw combo to seal things off. Oh, not enough to kill, but enough to win the match. Mazda wins a grand final spot. No, not a grand final spot. What am I talking about? Wins wins that set between him and Papa Pongo. But now he has got to get through Senorita Slam. That set took like so long that my brain was just like, yeah, that was the whole thing. Okay. Alright, so Mazda made it through the tank. Can he make it through the speed build? So probably a much scarier matchup for him here, realistically. Kamikaze is a really terrifying tech. Does miss, though. Only 10 health worth of recoil damage there on Senorita Slam. Does dodge the claw combo. Dodges the million claws too, so Senorita Slam has a huge guts lead right now. Kamikaze 40%, pretty good chance to hit, does whiff. Only 4 recoil damage there. Into the tail combo retaliation, only 85. That big guts differential making an impact there. Into the anger. As we saw earlier, as Bob said earlier in the chat, Caller Pandora with anger is scary. Oh, Kamikaze is going to whiff. Pretty decent self-recoil there that time. That one's going to whiff too. Mazda is a champ, just dodging all of these. Mazda dodging like 5 Kamikazes in a row. Running down the clock with tail combo. Oh, could have got one more Kamikaze or tail combo there at the last second, but most monsters decide to just kind of chill. Mazda takes game 1. Yeah. Just like Zephyr said, most of that was recoil damage. But I mean, that is, I guess that is the risk of running Kamikaze in this. I still think it's a net positive in most cases, but, you know, definitely in situations like that, it can make the move look a little not the greatest. Alright, so both monsters here at about even on guts. Kamikaze whiffing again. Oh, tail combo gonna hit there on the 30%. Big crit, 168. Oh, into the claw combo that does miss. Once you miss one Kamikaze, the risk goes away. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Big guts lead here for Senorita Slam. What to decide to use it on? Base attack at the last second. Oh, that's gonna whiff in Mazda. 2-0 again. Now winning a spot in Grand Finals. So congratulations, Crow. You guys made it all the way to 3rd place. On a pretty big run, too. So they started in losers round 2, and they made it all the way to 3rd place, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds, which is pretty nuts. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so I know we haven't done any betting at all yet, but we can go ahead and bet for this last one. So predictions. Well, let me get the monsters up here first. So we got We the People and Zulra going up against Mazda and Wasabi Bobby. So this is a run back from winners finals. Alright, so let you guys think about this for a second. Betting is going to go ahead and go live. So, if you got some Patuis to spare, do you like We the People? Do you like Mazda? We the People and Zulra just have to win 1 set. Mazda and Wasabi Bobby have to go through and reset bracket, so they got to win 2 sets total. So we got a little bit of Patuis on the side of Mazda. Nobody voting on the Caterpillar and the Snake so far. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a big bet here. Kind of last minute. We got 300 Patuis on the side of We the People. We got 107 Patuis on the side of Mazda. My doggies come over here and give me kisses. All right, 940 Patuis total on, excuse me, the left side here. 170 Patuis total on the right side, friends. So we got to run back again right out the gate. 24%. That's all she needs, apparently. But Mazda does have the grit. Alright, Tail Lashes. Definitely Mazda's most damaging tech on the crit, doing about 180 damage. Into the second triple shots. Does dodge roll out of the way there. Into the face attack dodge. Wants to be swinging the moderator luck. There you go. Wants to be swinging those Tail Lashes. Goes for a couple of million claws. That does hit. Does proc the anger. Goes into a 3rd million claws. 69%. Nice, but not the nicest amount of damage we know Mazda can do. And we see the 49% Kamikaze there. We the People cleaning up that first game. Alright, no triple shots off the rip. 46% on the Kamikaze is going to hit and also is going to crit. 1-hit KO. Quick set there. Well, quick game 2. That first game was not quick for We the People. Alright, so we're going to sub. Mazda out for Mr. Wasabi Bobby. I think did every tech, We the People land. Jesus Christ, Corey. Did every tech that We the People landed last set was a crit? Alright, Spinning Claw on the 91%. No crit. Doing a decent amount of damage. You think so? I'm pretty sure it was. Alright, another 22% triple shots. Not even surprised by it no more. Gotta go for now. Well, Carlo, it was good seeing you. I think we're wrapping up here soon, brother, so you have a good night. And just like that, we are wrapping up. Apparently, 20% is 100%, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Bobby Boy for taking first place in this week's Macho Thursday, number 12. Let me pay y'all out, and we'll go ahead and take a look
10% luck, 20% skill.
at our final rankings here. Alrighty, y'all. That's it for today.
Obonga says, eat this onions.
Obunga says, hit your 20%. Alright, let's take a look at how everyone did. Alright, unfortunately, we do have one team in the not-so-coveted 13th place, and that is Mr. Battalion and Mr. Hildebrand there. Got 4th last time in this format. You know, sometimes it's just not your day. 13th. Moving up to our 9th place finishers, we've got Lily and Freya, Potato, Butters and Loki, and then Andor and JP at 9th. Up here at our 7th place friends, we have myself and Mr. Moosebones and Project L at 7th. 5, we've got Tom, Dick, Harry, My Finger Point, which is, I can't see the monsters' names. Pretty sure that's Carlo, though. Then we got Complicated B and Stop Dodging, so that's Fake Life. 4th place, we got Phantom and Dash and Fart, which is Zephyr's Monsters. At 3rd place, we got Papa Pongo and Scenery and a Slam, which is Crow's Monsters. 2nd place, we have got Mazda and Wasabi Bobby, which is the Goats Monsters. And then at 1st place, completely undefeated today, we have We the People and Zora, which is Bobby Boy's Monsters. Alright, so congratulations, Bob, and everyone else who got a placing tonight. That was fun. A little bit more chill of a night. And thank you guys for stopping in despite me running it a little bit early. Thank you guys for putting up with me, bitching about my career. But yeah, so that was fun. I don't know what we're going to do for next time. I will think about it. And let's find somebody to raid. Let's see if anyone is streaming some Monster Rancher. Oh, and then watch Spin the Wheel on Saturday. We got that coming up. That is going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday. Let's see. Doesn't oh, the one person streaming Evo's live. That's kind of been like a Skura Saki. This has been kind of like a a tradition to raid them now. So they've been playing Evo for a good while now. So go ahead and say hi. They seem pretty cool. Everyone have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next week. And I'll see you Saturday. Love y'all. Good night.